I'd like to apologise first off because I believe we're out of copies. So unfortunately, some of you may be disappointed you won't be able to purchase one. We'll happily get you copies from the website, and the book is available in all good bookstores too, so you can definitely get it that way. And hopefully we'll get the Winding Stair replenished by maybe tomorrow if we're really lucky, but certainly by Monday. I've been asked as well to say a few words, and I'm kind of delighted about that because the first time I really encountered Nuala other than online was in a very warm university campus in Los Angeles, where I hadn't really expected to be, and I was kind of there by mistake. And I witnessed a reading from her where she read You, which at the time had been published by New Island, which I didn't work for yet. But it was a really compelling reading, and it really struck me that she imparted something to the book that I hadn't actually gained when I'd read the book. And that really, really struck home, and it made me even more interested in her writing and her ability as a writer. So when I joined New Island, and one of the first emails that arrived in my inbox was from Nuala to say that she was submitting a new collection of short stories, I was excited, and the stories more than delighted me when I read them. There's a slogan New Island uses sometimes, and it's certainly used in the past. It hasn't used in recent times, but I think we should return to, and that's New Island, New Writing. And I think one of the things I like about Nuala is that her writing feels very new. It feels very fresh. She has a very distinctive voice, something I don't think is common, in particular in Irish writing. All too often there's a similarity to what gets written, and I don't think that's true of Nuala. And I definitely don't think that's true of this collection. Mother America is distinctive and fresh. It's got an urgency to the writing that I think comes through even when the actual pacing of the stories themselves isn't very fast. And I find that really engaging as a reader. I find that even when the stories aren't paced really rapidly, Nuala manages to inject this urgency in her writing. It's as if she's got something to tell you, and regardless of the pace that she tells you, it's very important that you hear it. And I think every single one of the stories in the collection really ring with that voice, and I find it really refreshing to read a collection that has that running throughout it. So I won't say too much more except to say that I'm delighted to be involved in publishing this book. I'm delighted that Nuala is one of New Island's authors, and that I'm fortunate enough to be the commissioning editor of New Island and be able to bring this collection out to the world for others to read. And with that said, I'd like to congratulate Nuala, I'd like to commend it to you all, and I'd like to invite her to read. So thank you very much, Nuala.
Thanks, Nuala. Like I said, I'm delighted to be published by New Island. I think they're a very easy press to work with, which is not always the case for writers. They're very friendly and low-key and open to ideas, and they answer emails most of the time, which is really nice. I'm sorry the book has run out. For those of you who came in late and didn't manage to get copies, you'll be able to get it from the website, from Amazon, usual places. Thanks a million to the Winding Stair, to Ben, and Sarah, and everybody who is involved in the Winding Stair. It's lovely to be here. Love this shop. Loved it when it was upstairs years ago. Loved it here now. Thanks to all of you. I wanted to thank especially Inka Hagen, who designed the cover. When you have a book coming out, it's always a matter of trepidation about the cover, like whether you like it or not and whether it will fit, and I think it really fits. It's got that kind of Americana look with the creepy girls, and what I really love about it is I think it's a kind of cover that appeals to both men and women, which I think is a very hard balance to strike when you're trying to choose a cover. There were about 7 or 8 covers that I was given, and I was allowed to say which one I liked the best, and this was the one I liked the best. So right with that. I'm going to read a very short story from the book. It's 2 pages, so it's about the Mexican artist Frida Kahlo, who I'm a big fan of, and I'll read this for Emma because she's also a huge fan of Frida Kahlo. It's called the egg pyramid. There are things you can do when your husband sleeps with your sister. You can sit in your studio and imagine them together, the toad and the mouse. You can hear dark skin slap against honey skin, you can hear moans, but he is your toad and she is your mouse, your Diego and your Christina. So you drown those thoughts because they bring more tears than a bloodletting. But there are things you can do. You can take the pins from your hair and unweave the plaits. Then you can use the scissors to hack off the lengths. You can scatter the strands on the floor and on your yellow chair where they lie like snakes. The dogs and monkeys who still love you can watch. You can forgo silver rings and turquoise beads. You can dress like a man in a baggy grey suit and a maroon shirt. You can hang your Tijuana dresses in the closet and shut the door on their gaiety. What else can you do? Well, you can imagine his seed nestling in your sister's womb and blossoming. You can witness a baby, a boy, let's say, making a hard melon of her belly. You have never had a ripe stomach. 3 times that might have happened for you. 3 times you bled your baby out before anyone knew that you too could give life. You can look at your sister's children and ask yourself if they have features that belong to your husband, drooping eyes, full lips, cruelty. You can count up the 7 years you have lived together and you can see that there are plenty of itches to be scratched on both sides. You know that Diego's urge to scratch burns more than yours, his need is eternal. You can leave your house and take a flat in the heart of Mexico to create a space for your husband to sulk into and for your sister to wander in. You can fly to New York, then hurry home again, because Diego pulls on you the way Mother Moon pulls on the sea. Your husband is an accident that happened to you, but is also your north and south. And because you love him more than your own skin, you can try to accept and you can try to forgive. You can shrug off the pain that pinches like a body brace and throw laughter bombs out into the world to blow up the hurt that remains. But when your sister sleeps with your husband, it's like balancing a pyramid of eggs on a glass platter on the top of your head. You dare not move much for fear of what might happen. The best thing that you can do is take your brush in one hand, your palette in the other, and sit at your easel and paint. Yes, you can paint. Thank you. Have a glass of wine.
So thank you, Nuala, again, and congratulations again. It only remains for me to thank you all for coming. Thank you for purchasing the book and to enjoy the wine that remains and enjoy the good times that we can have signing the book if you need it signed, and do come again when we have the next one.